Fellas, I wasn't sure what the heck the next topic was gonna be, so we're doing this, I guess. I've decided, you know what, we're gonna boot up the visual novel database, and that'll just be a stepping off point for me to ramble. So here we go. Visual novel database is a database of visual novels. No way! I like this site because it clearly, like, the visuals have clearly not been updated since, like, 2005. So you know it's a good site. And, I mean, yeah, it's still updated to this day. As you can see, there's a bunch of posts recently. 2 minutes ago, in visual novel discussions, a post was made. So it's still kicking. I guess this is just, like, the hub for visual novel stuff. And what's nice is... if I go to visual novels, you can sort by, like, rating is always a good one. So I guess let's start there. Is there a better way I can, like, view these? Oh, here we go. Okay, this is much better. Now I can see their box art. Let's look at the top rated visual novels. So the highest rated on visual novel database is Steins Gate, which is not surprising. I mean, Steins Gate, both the original source material and the anime adaptation are both very highly regarded, and for good reason. I mean, I haven't read the visual novel, I've only seen the anime, which is unfortunate. Nowadays, I like to... Like, if I were to hear about Steins Gate nowadays, I probably would have gone for the visual novel first. But, not that Steins Gate's anime adaptation is bad, though. It's good. I'm sure that the visual novel is, like... If you ask people, they'll be like, it's better. And it probably does go in more in depth and stuff, whatever. But at the same time, I'm not bent out of shape over watching anime. It is a good anime. But yeah, Steins Gate's great. I mean, the plot's great. It's cool. I like the vibes of it. It's just Steins Gate's good. Obviously, it's like the coldest take ever is to say that Steins Gate is good. White Album 2. So I've heard of White Album. But I don't know a ton about it. I actually, because it's the second highest rated, I kind of just, like, read the description. It looks like it's, like, a romance thing. And 72 hours long. I don't know how much I trust these playtimes, though. Let's click on something, skipping ahead a little bit. We'll see. This is the second half of Umineko. And it says 71 hours to finish, episodes 5 through 8 of Umineko. I read 5 through 8 in 96 hours. No, 96 hours. That was my total playtime for both games. For just this one, it was, I think, exactly 50. So, that's 21 less hours. So, that's why I don't really put a lot of stock into this playtime. I know it's by, like, 334 people. And the thing is, I read kind of fast, too. Especially in a game that doesn't have voice acting. You can like mod in the voice acting in the Steam version of Umineko if you want. I prefer when I'm reading visual novels to actually not have voice acting. Most of them do have it though. But if they don't, it's actually kind of a plus for me because I like to just be able to read at my own pace. Because I don't want to have to, like, I don't know. Because when I'm playing with voice acting, I'll like skip, I'll like press A because I've already finished reading, but the characters are still talking and I'll like interrupt them, and then I feel bad because I keep interrupting the voice acting. But yeah, so that's why I'm like, White Album, if I were to read this, it'd probably take me about 50 hours, because this is very similar to how long it says that Umineko Chiru is. But I'm trying to read one long visual novel every summer from now on. So I gotta find something. I just don't know. Do I have to play White Album 1 to read 2? It looked like White Album 1 was a lot shorter, so maybe I'll just read that separately. I don't know. I mean, if it's the second highest, it must be good, right? Muv Wuv. I don't know if that's how you pronounce this. I've also heard of this. It looks like a mecha thing. It looks like something I would probably enjoy. And, if it's actually good, that's an extra bonus. But, I don't have anything else to say about it. It is, like, third highest rating, so, you can also see how many people rated it. So this one, actually, only 2,600 people on here have played it and rated it, compared to the 12,600 for Steins Gate, which makes sense, because Steins Gate's very popular. Probably going to be one of the most read visual novels of all time. Fourth, we have Umineko Chiru, like I said. This one I have read. I should know, talking about visual novels, I've read not a ton of visual novels, but I really like them. I just don't get around to reading them as much as I should. Yeah, I got into them with Ace Attorney back in high school. I mean, the thing is, I've always enjoyed reading. I read books as a kid, not like a ton, but like I would read books and I would enjoy them. So visual novels were just kind of like a natural progression for me, where it's like, okay, visual novels are just books, but like they have music and they have pictures. But like some visual novels have really simple pictures, like Umineko. Honestly, music is like way more important for me. I like music in games is just for me, and I guess even like when it comes to reading, it's just important for me. I like the music with the story. It helps me, like, I don't know, get into it more, I guess. So that's why I'm like, well, visual novels are just books, but they have music. Therefore, I'm gonna read those instead of books. Is basically how it is. Yeah, because I don't know, I haven't read a book in ages, but, you know, I do be reading some visual novels every once in a while. But yeah, Umineko, I mean, if you know me, I haven't shut up about it for the past, like, year and a half since I read it. It's been a year and a half, oh my. But I mean, yeah, it's really good. It deserves to be up here. Utaware Rumono. That's a big name. Futari no Hakuoro. Oh, the nice thing is, it tells you like what platforms it's been released on, and what languages it has been officially translated into. So that's neat. This one, I do not know a single thing about. The description. Oh, don't look at that if you don't want spoilers. Looks like there's a big spoiler tag for the description, so I ain't gonna read that. Continues directly after the events of Mask of Deception. So I guess this is another sequel. Oh yeah, 3. That's it. There's a lot of sequels up at the top. It's interesting. What is this one? Oh, Nitro Plus. That is familiar. Any Nitro Plus Blasters fans? Yeah, don't know anything about this one either. 72. Maybe I can add this to the old summer visual novel list. Oh, I skipped over Rants. Rants mentioned this came up in my Jeopardy that one time. Because, as you can see, it is 169 hours. Which is, you know, it's a little long. It's very funny. This was even mentioned in, I recently watched the anime 16-bit Sensation whatever. It's an anime about a girl who works on Bishoujo games, like, and like, you know, like visual novels, and they reference a lot of different things in the anime, and Rants is mentioned in there. I was like, oh, Rants mentioned. Ranch? But yeah, anyway, this thing is insanely long, so that's Rants. It's kind of infamous as a result. Umineko, but the first half. It's interesting the second half's rated higher than the first half. Quick thing bringing up Umineko without spoiling it, because, you know, in like 40 years, I will eventually convince somebody to read it. I heard there was like I always see like posts that people are like, oh, the like episode 8 wasn't well received in Japan compared to the rest of the world. But the thing is, I see that and then but I never see any proof to back it up. So I have to wonder if it's one of those things, like a lot of things on the internet, where it's just like misinformation that has just like spread. Like, I get the feeling that's the case. Like, one person probably just said that and everyone latched onto it. Just funny. But anyway, the second half being rated higher than the first, do I agree with that? I don't know. I rate them like the same is the thing. So I don't really think one half is better than the other. I don't know. Which I guess would not be the case though for Higurashi. With Higurashi, I think Kai is definitely better than the first half, which we're about to get to that. And we can already see that Higurashi Kai is. I'm probably missing it. I don't know. I don't even know where Higurashi first half is. So I don't know. We'll get to it when we get to it. I don't know what this is. It's not as long. In a decrepit old mansion. Do they have genres listed here? I mean, you know, besides visual novel. I don't see it. Relations, link, shops. They do have. Oh, they do have tags down here. Mystery, gothic setting, one true end. Oh yeah, that's something interesting about visual novels. Some visual novels just have, you know, a linear path. Others have like multiple endings. I don't really know which one I prefer. I feel like I kind of prefer them just to be linear. But I don't know. I haven't played a wide enough array of visual novels to like really form an opinion, I guess. So Higurashi Kai is the second half of Higurashi. It's just the cover art of this weird angle of Rena. But yeah, Kai, I'd say Kai is better than the first half. Just because the first half, I mean, that was like, Ryukichi's, like, that's how he, like, I don't think he made a visual novel before this, right? If I remember the story correctly, he got into making visual novels because he had written, like, he was involved in, like, writing for, like, plays a little bit in, like, college. And his brother had read Tsukihime, which infamous Tight Moon, you know, Tsukihime, and then they'd make Fate after that. But yeah, Tsukihime had come out back in, like, when did Tsukihime come out? Like, year 2000, late 90s, somewhere around there. I think it was early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, 2002. And his brother was like, oh, you should do that. You could, like, make a visual novel. And I guess he was like, yeah, I could do that. Don't quote me on any of this, like 100%, but I think this is what happened. This is what I remember reading. And then Higurashi is actually based on a short stage play he made called Hinamizawa Bus Stop, I believe, which was like a very simple play for, like, you know, something you could actually do in college, because it's all just like one setting, a bus stop, and it's just kind of characters coming in and out and talking. And you get the whole story just from these, like, passing conversations that people have at a bus stop, which is a really cool idea for a story, honestly. It's a very, I don't know, artsy kind of way to tell a story, is that you, like, get context just from hearing passing conversations. I mean, Ryukishi 7 is a very good writer, so I'm sure the play was cool, too. The play actually got turned into a visual novel format where he adapted, like, a version of Higurashi that's more similar to the play. But whatever, I'm just, like, rambling on Higurashi lore. Where was I going with any of this? Oh, right, this was, like, his first visual novel. So he was like, yeah, I could do that, and he made Higurashi. Which is evident by the fact that, you know, Ryukishi 7, he's an author. He ain't much of a musician or artist, so, you know, hence the very funny looking sprites for the characters, especially in Higurashi. They're very funny, and the music in the first half of Higurashi is, I don't know if I'd say bad. A lot of it is just license-free music. So a lot of it was, like, not composed to specifically fit the theme, the scene. It's just kind of weird. But then later on, people like ZTS and who Die, those are, like, the two big composers for the When They Cry series. They came on in Kai, I believe. And so, like, immediately when you start playing Kai, you're all of a sudden like, whoa, this music is like way better, which I think contributes to Kai being better. But also I think like since he had made 4 chapters by this point, he had kind of figured out how to make a visual novel better. Like I think immediately like episode 5 of or chapter, it's every When They Cry game titles their like their little things differently. Like Higurashi calls them chapters, Umineko calls them episodes, and Kikonia calls them phases. So I always get them mixed up which one calls which. I think it's chapters for Higurashi. So starting in chapter 5, you're like, it's like immediately like chapter 5 is so cool. Big fan of chapter 5 of Higurashi. It's great. I mean, the other chapters in this are also all really good. But, you know. Oh, you're asking me what my favorite... By the way, Umineko, it's episode 7. That's the best one. Episode 7 of Umineko is so good. I love it so much. We're not going to get into spoilers, but episode 7's wild because it just has like a whole different vibe than every other episode. And it's so cool. Man, episode 7 rules. It's also where you get a lot of the like plot revelations as well. And the tea party, bro. Episode 7 tea party. I love it because it's like it's such an important moment, but you're like not ready for it to be one, and then you start realizing what you're reading and you're like, ain't no way. It's so good. Anyway, read Umineko. This is Sakura no Uta. What is that? Song of Sakura, right? I'm an expert on the Japanese. I feel like I've vaguely heard of this, but I don't know. Oh, speaking of Tsukihime, this is A Piece of Glass Moon. This is the quote-unquote remake. Another tangent. What's up with remakes these days? They'll just call anything a remake. They'll call them remakes if they're not remakes. Like there'll be like a remake like Persona 3 Reload, which is clearly just like the original, and then like, you know, new visuals and whatever. But then they'll be like, oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it's not actually a remake. It's actually an alternate timeline, and it's about Sephiroth remaking the timeline so that he doesn't lose this time or something. And then you'll have like Tsukihime Remake, in quotes. See, they call it a remake, but it's not, because it like has completely different characters in it. I guess it's being remade, but like, what does the word remake even mean at that point? I don't know. I'm sick. Whenever something's called a remake, I have no idea what they're actually talking about. I'm like, okay, is it a remake? But like, in what way? But yeah, anyway, Tsukihime. It's interesting that the remake is this high. This is getting an official English release soon, I believe. And I'm still unsure if I'm going to read it or not. This one doesn't have a picture. Oh. Is that why this image has been flagged as sexual suggestive? I see. Anakano 2. Well, if you want something a bit more raunchy, there you go. What is this? Ao no Kanata no 4 Rhythm. Extra 2. Cool. Okay, this one, I already know some specific people are gonna be like, Nate, why haven't you played it yet? So, Gyakuten Saiban 2, also known as Great Ace Attorney 2. This game was eventually localized and put on the Switch, and I have not played it to this day. I have played the first one. I played the fan translation of it before the official localization came out. I played the fan translation, and then the new one the actual localization came out, and I played up to like the 4th case, and then I never touched it again because I got kind of bored because I already played it once. And honestly, the first Great Ace Attorney, this is gonna sound bad because I'm gonna say this and you're gonna be like, then why haven't you played the sequel? The thing is, the first one really feels like it's a lot of setup. Like, it's clearly setting up for some big second part. Like, it's pretty clear that, like, it was always meant to be 2 games worth, you know? And so a lot of it feels like, okay, we're setting up for all this crazy stuff that's going to be in the second one. And I was like, oh, okay. But as a result, I feel like the first one's a little weak as a standalone game. So when I was replaying it, I got kind of bored. But I really just need to finish it. The reason I was replaying it to begin with is because honestly I forgot a lot about what happened in the first game. And I was like, well, I need to know what happened to play the second one. And then, I don't know, it's just this whole thing. One day I'll sit down and I'll play this. It's interesting that this is the highest rated Ace Attorney game on here. Like, is it really that good? Fellas, is it actually better than Trials and Tribulations, which I see down here, which is the correct game to put at the top? I don't know. Subarashiki Hibi. This is just gonna be like Nate reads Japanese. To be fair, I like to think I'm not good at reading it, but I'm not terrible. Alright, I can like read. I can usually pronounce it correctly. It's a story told in 7 chapters. That's one less than Umineko. Unreadable. No. Okay. Oh, in chapter 2, the story begins with down the rabbit hole. The protagonist lives in a peaceful everyday life with childhood friends. That's like every visual novel. I don't know. Anyway. Baldur's Sky Dive 2. Yeah. Oh, Clanad. Here's okay. I mean, Clanad has a very popular anime adaptation. Clanad's interesting. I know, like, people are really big on Clanad After Story specifically. I would like to know, is After Story, does After Story take place in the visual novel, or is that like a sequel or something separate? Like, if you read this, will you get the content from After Story? Because if that's the case, I'd rather just read the visual novel. I know, the thing I always hear about Clanad, I've kind of stayed away from it because one day I'd like to experience it by myself. So anything I like remotely feel like I might want to experience one day, I like avoid all spoilers and like avoid everything possible about it, which I think is a good practice. It's definitely paid off. Like with Umineko, I heard about Umineko like 4 years before I read it, but I managed to avoid literally everything about the game before playing it, which is definitely the way to do it. But anyway, with Clanad, the one thing I know about Clanad is that it kind of starts as like a generic romance, but then like the after story is like where it gets super interesting because it's like it continues after where most visual novels would end, I guess, or like most stories would end with like the characters getting together or whatever. But like Clanad has like this whole extra thing. I don't know. That's like the one thing I kind of know about Clanad. So maybe I'll read the visual novel. It is 78. I mean, so what do I put that about 55 hours maybe if I read it? That could be a summer visual novel. This one is apparently on the Switch. Jack. Is that Jean? Like Jeanne d'Arc? I don't know. Very long. Axis Games was the publisher. Wow. The game story features a protagonist, girl who has been... She's got a career in theater. Just to hide the fact that she's a girl. Yo, this is just like that Disney movie. I don't know. It's something. Slow Damage. The year is 20XX. Shingako. Yeah. Cool. Oh, here is Witch on the Holy Night, I believe is the English name. Which is another Type Moon visual novel. This one also has an official English translation as of like, what, a year or two ago? I thought about reading this. I don't know. People on Twitter, Type Moon fans on Twitter, always hype this up. They're like, it's better than Tsukihime and Fate. It's peak. It's the greatest thing ever. I don't know. I feel like maybe they're just coping, but maybe they're correct. I don't know. I haven't read it. Maybe one day. It looks like it's not very long. 30 hours. I could probably read it in 20. It's probably not that long. So maybe I should just read it. I don't know. Little Busters. This one I've also heard of because I know the opening The opening is a bop. I think... Did Bang Dream do a cover of this opening too or something? I don't know. Anyway, Little Busters. I thought about watching the anime once, but then I saw the anime was like not that highly rated compared to the visual novel. And I mean, another 82 hours, I could read this as part of my summer. You know, folks, put in the comments if you made it this far. Which of these so far should I read for my long summer, my one long visual novel a summer reading? You know, because I gotta pick one of them by June. It's Fate. We finally got the Fate. Yeah, I mean, it's Fate. What can I even say about Fate? I'm a big Fate fan. Haven't read the visual novel, though. But, I mean, it's Fate. I don't have anything else to add. There's really nothing to add with Fate. Sakura Moyu? A group of special girls known as Maho Shoujos. Oh, it's a magical girl. Visual novel. Oh, but it's 10 years later. Oh. Please turn me back into a magical... This is kind of an interesting setup. So she, like, used to be a magical girl, and then like, a decade later, she's, like, not a magical girl anymore, and she's like, dog, I want to live out my glory days as a magical girl again. That's kind of I like that as, like, a concept. 9-9. Not to be confused with 999. This is the 4th game in Palette's 9-9 series. Okay, run-of-the-mill college town where an earthquake breaks a sacred artifact. Well, I'm not going to read the spoilers because this is the 4th game. It's not very long, so I imagine the other ones are similar in length. I don't know. Maybe it's something to look into. We got Taisho Mebius line? Because Japanese wouldn't have an L there, right? Yeah, I don't... Whatever. Looks like it takes place in 1923. I mean, hey, you know, something. Looks like it's a boy x boy. Oh, it's yaoi. I mean, hey, you gotta have some yaoi, you know. Ace Attorney 3. It's the best one. Ace Attorney 3 is great. I could, you know, why is it the best? Because I feel like it has the best, like, I don't know, story through line. Like cases 1, 4, and 5, especially the way they're all connected so much. And you know, it's like the resolution of the original trilogy. And it's great, and I like it a lot. Another explicit one. Uh-oh. Fellas, this one's got some, Monster Girl. This is one for your boy Triple C game. Anyway. Okay, we found the first half of Higurashi. I mean, this is fair, I think. The first half of Higurashi isn't even, like, terrible either. In fact, I would still probably say it's like a 9 out of 10. I don't know, like, even the first episode, or first chapter, see, I did it again. I don't know, it's kind of cool, like, the second half of chapter 1, though, is, like, really, like, interesting, even. And, like, I don't know, it's got its good moments. I think the best part, I say chapter 4 is probably my favorite, just because it's, I don't know, the most artsy. It's the most, like, unexpected one of them. I won't spoil it, but you know, I just won't spoil it. I like, chapter 4 is really cool. It's also by far the shortest chapter. It's not very long, but I actually wonder if chapter 4 was even originally intended. In the game itself, it, like, states that it was, like, a side story. Because at the end of chapter 3, when you do the, like, the all-cast... what do they call it? The like, where they break the like, non-canon section where the characters break the fourth wall and talk to the player. Or they talk amongst themselves and they're like, what do you think's going on? I don't know. Yeah, that section. They say, like, oh, the next chapter is going to be this. And they were talking about chapter 5. But then chapter 4 happens, so I wonder if he was like, oh, I actually want to, like, do this little shorter thing as chapter 4. Anyway, chapter 4 is cool. I feel like 1, 2, and 3, I don't know, they're all still fun to read, though. And it's really cool seeing how, like, 5 through 8 answer the questions of the first half. It's still good. Ore tachi ni subasa wa nai, under the innocent sky. This might just be a what if, but yeah, I mean, there you go. Rewrite. I have heard of Rewrite. This one I have heard of. Don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it. Also, it kind of fits the length. If you're a Rewrite fan and want me to read it, let me know. What is this? Kengakimi? More Edo area. There's a lot of like these kind of like Edo period kind of things. It's got yokai in it. Female protagonist. Ooh, is this one where you get to date the guys? That's kind of hype. Oh yeah, okay. That is what it is. Cool. Eternum. Suggestive. Hakuchumu no Aojashin. You know, it's Hakuchumu no Aojashin. You know, there it is. What is this one? I don't know. Looks like she got a sword. There's a whole lot of girls. Harem ending. I mean, with how many girls are on the cover? How many routes are there? 102 hours. Does every single one of these girls on the cover have a route dedicated to her? No, because it says single ending. What the heck? It's just a massive story of like 500 characters. That's insane. This one is Ayoku no Yustia. Man, I am... Whew! We are struggling to read out here. What is this? It's a hentai prison. I mean... Yeah, it's hentai prison. What can you say about hentai prison? Fata Mor... Oh, we saw one of these... we saw this title... This is another episode. Is this like a sequel to one from earlier? Another one with... suggestive. I'm not... You can click the show, but I'm not going to do it because, you know, I don't want YouTube to kill me. Last Run. This one... It's a bunch of girls... Not as many girls as that other one, though. Does this one have multiple endings? Naked sprites. Okay, well... You know, probably... don't think I'm gonna read that one. Anyway, it's Sakura no Toki. Has no description, so we got Summer Pockets. What does that even mean? What does Summer Pockets mean? Island. They're chilling on an island. No sexual content. Alright, we might be reading Summer Pockets. We could do it on stream even. No sexual... Insane. This one, though... Probably couldn't stream that one. Gyakuten Kenji 2. Also known as Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. I mean, this is my... So this is the third highest rated on here. And it is my second favorite in the series, so... I agree. This one does not have an official translation, as you can see. Only in Japanese. But that's okay. Also, again, with the length. Like, there's no way this game is not 35 hours. It's not even close. It's like the same length as all the other ones. It's like 20, 25. Anyway. Yeah, this one, I love this game. So, I agree. Oh boy. Schwarzenmarken. Okay. Is this... Oh, it's not translated. Well, I can't read that even if I wanted to then. Unless I learn Japanese. Same with this one? Or no, that's just the title. Am I dumb? Publisher? Whatever. Maybe, oh, no, if I hover over it, it only says Japanese. Okay, I was correct. This one, though, Ever 17. Couldn't read. What is this? Silver Jiken 25 Coup? What? I don't like the way that guy's looking at me. Kara no Shoujo, the second episode. Well, it's a sequel to Kara no Shoujo, I imagine. Shunen no Why are visual novels like Salvation? This one... Cutesy Hero? Female protagonist! Oh, do you get to... Oh. Alright. 2. I really don't know when I'm gonna stop, honestly. You know what? We'll keep going. Now we've looked at every single one on the front page. We'll keep going, but now I'm just gonna stop on the ones that stick out. So we have Soccer Wars 3. Soccer Wars, very unfortunate that this series, only like 2 of them were ever localized officially. There's like 1 on the PS2, and then like the reboot on the PS4 have English versions, and that's it. Which is a shame, because this series is very well regarded in Japan. You know, I watch VTubers. I've even heard them be like, "Oh yeah, Soccer Wars, it's peak." There are fan translations. I don't know which ones have fan translations. I don't know if all of them do or only some. But also not a pure visual novel. It's like a visual novel and also a strategy RPG. So, you know, it is interesting, like, what counts as a visual novel and what doesn't on this site. Because you clearly don't have to be a pure visual novel, because Ace Attorney is allowed and Soccer Wars is allowed. I guess if you have long enough portions that are just reading, it counts. I don't know, because I think even Somnium Files, I think, is on here. I could be wrong. I think it is, though, which is weird. Because, I mean, yeah, I guess it is. But I don't know, it has gameplay too? It's like, what constitutes... There's like that gray area, right? Where I have no clue what to count things as. But, I don't know, I'll let the visual novel database decide, I guess. Anything else I want to talk about here? Oh, Chaos Child. So I still need to finish Chaos Head. And then I'm gonna read Chaos Child. I'll do... With an 8.31 rating. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Musu, steamed hams, but it's a playable episode of Umineko, is on the database. And it is very highly rated. This is awesome. I mean, yeah, this is great. It's so good. I haven't played it, but I watched like YouTube video. It really do be steamed hams, but it's Umineko, and it's really good. It's so funny. Steamed ham still goes down as my favorite meme of all time. It's so good. Rants 4. That's right, there are more Rants games that are also insanely long. Soccer Wars 2. I think it's Soccer Wars. What was the other one? 3. I think it's 4 that has an English version. It's the one with the American girl on the cover, which I guess it's fitting that that's the one that got localized. What else we got here? A lot of Switch games, so hey, that's easy to play. Oh, we found 999. I'm obviously a huge fan. I'm glad that it's at least still pretty high up. We also have the sequel, Virtue's Last Reward, up here. I mean, they're both very good, so not a lot else to say about them. But again, these are ones that are they're like visual novel, but they're also puzzle game. Especially Virtue's Last Reward. That game has a lot of puzzles compared to the first one, from what I remember. But it's also been like a decade now. Has it really been that long since I played these games? It's got to be at least close. Guys, fellas, I'm getting old. I will replay them eventually. Oh, this one, this has got the like Disgaea box art looking style. Is this? Okay, I'm gonna click on this one. Okay, so I bought this game on the Switch, and I didn't get that far into it. But is this a visual novel? It didn't have that much dialogue. It was way more of just a Etrian Odyssey. Etrian Odyssey definitely wouldn't count. That game actually has very subtle storytelling, funny enough. But this game counts? 64 out. Man, this game's long. The game, 107 hours from 4 votes. I don't trust them. Are these games really that long? I guess they are. I mean, I haven't finished an Etrian Odyssey game yet, but while I've been playing through 2 Untold, I have been speculating, like, okay, this game's probably going to be at least 50 to 60 hours. And if these games are in similar style, I guess, and they're long games, that's crazy. It is interesting to see this one so high rated, though. What was the other one rated? Am I blind? Fellas, I don't know. There's gotta be a rating somewhere. Oh. Here we go. A lot more people voted 7? 7.59. That is a lot less, I think, than this one. Huh. I guess this one's really good. I guess maybe I'll play it someday. It is on the Switch. I probably never will, because I still have to play all the Etrian Odyssey games. And the fact that I haven't even finished one of those. Etrian Odyssey is just, like, it's really good, but it's also, like, really... You can't, like, do something else while you play Etrian Odyssey. That's a bad way to put it. I don't know, like, Etrian Odyssey takes a lot of brain power. That's it. It takes a lot of... My brain have to work, because it's not a very easy game. And, you know, you gotta make the maps, too. Like, it takes a lot of, like, thinking. Like, I gotta be in the right mindset to play some Etrian Odyssey. So that's why it's taking me forever. But, you know, that's a good thing. Every once in a while, you know, maybe I do want to think a little bit. Etrian Odyssey is very fun. But anyway, here's more Rants. There he is again. Rants is also a strategy RPG, right? I don't think I'm wrong about that. Anything else stand out? Oh, the original Tsukihime. I do want to shout out that Twitter account that is called I Hate Tsukihime. And all they do is post how much they hate Tsukihime. I don't know. That's just what I thought of. Rose Guns Days is interesting because this one, developer, 07th expansion. This is another Rikshi 7 visual novel. So I do want to read it at some point. I don't think it has an official English version, though. Maybe. No, it does. It looks like it does. I know not all of his have official. There's a different one that isn't. Maybe this one is. Maybe I'll play it. I don't know. It looks cool. It's got the main character. He's got some crazy hair and like a gun. He's probably cool. I should probably read it at some point. Danganronpa 2. Another thing, if anyone knows me, I am a Danganronpa 2 denier. It's my least favorite Danganronpa game. Go ahead and cancel me. I'm sorry. The last 2 cases are really good, but everything leading up to that is mid. It's like painfully mid. I'm sorry. Cancel me now in the comments. I don't care. Anything else here that I like recognize? Yo, this music bopping. I haven't ever put Persona 3 music in the background before. Hopefully this doesn't get me copyright struck. I'm talking over it for most of it, so I think it'll be fine. Fate Hollow Ataraxia, the very strange sequel to Fate, but it's like a different timeline, and it's... I don't know what happens. I mean, you got Karen in here. Kirei's daughter. She's cool. Bizette is in it. So yeah. You know. It's the Fate sequel. Okay, another one. Fate Extra CCC. This is a JRPG. This one, it's not even like it has more dialogue than a usual this is just a JRPG. Right? Is it not? I actually don't know that as much about CCC's gameplay. No, it is. I watched the compilation. I saw, like, Meltrilus in, like, PSP forum doing attacks. This is a JRPG. Where do we draw the line? Because, like, is Final Fantasy VII a visual novel now? This one, like, some of these, I don't think this should be on here. But CCC, I should note, just got a fan translation. Literally, like, I don't know, like a week or two? No, it was in December. It was like 2-3 weeks ago from making this video. This game got a completed fan translation. The original Fate Extra was officially localized, but the sequel, CCC, never did. Which is kind of a shame, because the CCC characters come up a lot in, like, Fate Grand Order and stuff. I mean, this Bride Nero, we got BB back there. BB, one of my favorite Fate characters, because she's a little gremlin, but she knows it, and she loves being a little gremlin. And I love those characters who are like, I am just gonna be annoying, and I'm gonna love being annoying. She has some really great quotes. She's like, I guess it's kind of a spoiler. There's a quote from a spoiler thing that happens, and she's so freaking funny. I love BB. She's, again, characters that are just like loud, obnoxious, and just love messing with people and are loving every second of it. That's peak person, a character personality. Big fan of those kind of characters. The original Ace Attorney. More things will get canceled. I think this is actually the weakest game of the trilogy. I prefer 2. But partially for gameplay reasons. Just because I think that, like, this game has so many, like, witness testimonies that are, like, 8 long, and half of them are, like, 2 words. And it's like, what? Why are you what? And then also the fact that so many cases in this game are 3 days. I think the fact that Justice for All was like, no, we'll just do 2 days, but the court and the investigation segments will be longer. I think gives those segments way more time to breathe. Whereas this one, it feels like kind of choppy, like, oh, we're in court and we're finally getting into, oh, never mind, we gotta go to investigation, Next up, 5. We got Steins Gate 0, definitely not as well regarded as the original, but it's still decently high. Okay, here's something I talk about. I have played this one. I read this game, Raging Loop. I read this game immediately after finishing Umineko. Now, this game is kind of weird because, I mean, you saw it's rated like an 8 out of 10. This game is not an 8 out of 10 game. When I first played it, I was like, this was like fine, I guess. And then, I don't know, some other people pointed out that, like, why is this game so high rated? The plot is not great. When you start it and get invested in it, you're like, oh, it's like a game of werewolf. It's like, oh, it's kind of cool. But the plot is like, especially at the end, it's like, what? Huh? Where were they going with this? And playing this immediately after Umineko is also really funny. Because Umineko is a story that, like, I guess, like, trusts the reader a lot, or, like, puts a lot of not faith in the reader. Like, it doesn't treat the reader like they're an idiot, Whereas this game is like, alright, we're now gonna spell out all of this random nonsense for you. And it's like, what? Whatever. That said, would I say I hated my time with it? No, I mean, I finished it. And, I still, like, enjoyed reading it, even if it's not very good. So, I don't know. It's a weird game. Just, if you decide to read it, don't go in thinking you're about to read a masterpiece, because you're really not, but you might still get some enjoyment out of it. It's a very strange game. Again, I want to know why it took off so much. Because it felt like everyone that was into visual novels read that game. And I was like, but I don't know why. Why did it get so big? Anyway. These characters look familiar. I've seen these characters before. That's all I can say about it, though. Saya no Uda. Suggestive. This song is Saya. I know this one. Saya was in Nitro Plus Blaster. This is a playable character. Only 6 hours. Huh. I guess it's like really short. I never knew that about Saya no Uda. There could be something I'm missing, but... Oh, Chaos Head Noah. Okay, so that's the one I'm still reading, and I need to... I've gotten like 5 of the endings or something. I need to get the rest of them. 7.98. My thoughts on Chaos Head Noah so far, having not finished it, but having gotten at least like 4 or 5 endings. It is really good when it comes to like atmosphere and giving you that sense of like paranoia and also like claustrophobia. Like having the main character live in this tiny room on the top of this building, and it'd be like this metal box that's also always like a mess because he doesn't take good care of his room. It's such a genius like idea for like setting tone and like making you feel really claustrophobic because he spends so much time in there, and he keeps letting all this paranoia get to him, and you like feel like trapped in like this messy tiny space. It's really good at like giving you those kind of emotions, I guess. That said, it's not amazing. Like, it's not amazing though. I don't know. It's like the atmosphere's there. The villain is very one note. I mean, I haven't gotten the true ending, like the final ending. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's more interesting there. But to me, so far he's come off as kind of a really bland character. It's got some great moments. It's also got some moments where I'm like, I don't know. But it is the lowest rated so far of the semicolon games. Chaos Head Noah, Chaos Child, and Steins Gate, all made by the same people. And this was their first visual novel, I believe. So I do expect it to be a little rough around the edges in places. But again, I do think they nailed the atmosphere really well in this game. So that is, you know, that's something to be proud of, I guess. Anything else? We might be running out of topics. How long has this video been going on? 51 minutes. Folks, don't get Nate talking about visual novels. He will ramble forever. I did this on a whim and I have talked this much. Is Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage a visual novel? What is going on? I really could just talk about this forever though, which is funny because again, I haven't actually read that many visual novels, but I like the idea of visual novels, I guess. Another rants game down here. I mean, the truth of the matter is I'm just a big weeb. So, like, anything, like, otaku, like, weeb culture, like, visual novels, I'm gonna be like, heck yeah. There's a lot of censored box arts on this page. Oh my gosh. There's just a whole lot of... Last Window! Is this... So, Evernoise says this one is better than the original. I am sorry, gamers, that is not true. I played both of them. The original is way better. This game's funny because it doesn't have an American release, but it did have a European release, so it is officially localized in English. And the DS isn't region locked, so if you want to play this game like officially, you can just import it. But yeah, I like the first one way more. The original game, Hotel Dusk. I'm talking about this. I just realized my avatar is Kyle Hyde from Hotel Dusk. Literally. So yeah, needless to say, I think this game, Hotel Dusk Room 215, please play this game. Unfortunately, it is locked to the DS, and I don't know if it could ever get ported, because this game heavily is designed around the DS specifically, and all of the different things the DS does. You know, they could have remade it for the 3DS, or ported it to the 3DS, but after the ship has sailed now, I don't know how you would ever port this game. Like, Zero Escape lost stuff in the transition from DS to Steam. This game would not survive a transition. You just can't port it, unfortunately. There's just no way. And also, I guess you could play it on emulator, but like, you should just play it. I feel like you kind of have to experience this game on the DS, though. Unfortunately, I don't think this game is insanely expensive, luckily, because it is kind of obscure, so there's not a lot of demand for it. But yeah, it's not a super long game, and it's just really cool. I haven't played another game that's like quite like Hotel Dusk. By the way, the English name makes it sound like a horror game. Hotel Dusk Room 215, that's a horror game title. The Japanese name Wish Room, Tenshi no Kyoku, is a lot more accurate, but I guess it's a lot less cool sounding. So they're like, nah, we gotta call it Hotel Dusk Room 215. But yeah, I love the game. Definitely want to replay it someday. The greatest turn. This one is like the 4th highest rated, unless I missed one of them. No, 5th, because we had the original. I don't know. Is that really true? I don't know. Is this another Rants game? Guys, what is Rants? I need to do a deep dive. There's what the heck? What am I looking at? Witches Woodlands 3.5? It's an Umineko fan fiction where the cousins play our role-playing game. I need to, that's another thing. I need to explore the wacky world of Umineko fan games. Oh, here it is. Somnium Files should be higher rated. Somnium Files, amazing game. I love Somnium Files. Sequel, also very good. If you like mind-bending twists, play Somnium Files. They're also just really fun. I really like the gameplay segments too. The Somniums. I was like, what are they called? It's in the title. The Somniums, I think, are really like fun concept as like a way to have gameplay in the visual novel. Yeah. Oh, Angel Beats. Yeah, so Angel Beats. It's Angel Beats. The funny thing is, though, Angel Beats is an anime original work. So this is a visual novel based on the anime. Usually it's the other way around. But, no, because Angel Beats was made by, I'm blanking on the animation studio. But that animation studio mostly just does anime original stuff, right? So, funny that they made a visual novel based on the anime. Anyway. Anything else? I feel like I keep being like, oh, we're definitely to the end, and then I find more stuff to talk about. Here's... Wait, what? Is this It's a Danganronpa fan game? Oh my gosh. And it's specifically based on 2, guys. I'm sorry, Danganronpa 2 is not that good. Only the last part of the game is good, okay? I don't want to hear it. Ace Attorney, The Contempt of Court, another fan game. I should play all these fan games. Contempt of Court. I have seen this because when I was really an Ace Attorney, I remember seeing this, but I never read it or played it. Maybe I should just for the meme. B3, the actual best Danganronpa game. I will get canceled for this, but I don't care. I'm putting my foot down. This is the best Danganronpa game. This song that's playing right now in the background, this seems like the kind of song that's going to get me copyright struck. Oh, well. It's going to really suck after I make this hour-long video and I can't even upload it. I'll have to upload it to, like... I don't know. What's another video upload site? There's Hotel Dusk. Come on, man. How are you gonna have Hotel Dusk already down on the 12th page? Even though it's still pretty good. Is this the same series? Oh, this one's not quite as long. Still 65 hours. So many characters. So many girls on the cover. Is this Medusa Fate, but like... not? What's going on? Console arcs. Yeah, so Higurashi has a bunch of weird extra arcs and alternate tellings of the story that were released over the years. I don't know enough about them to tell you anything about them. But, they sure exist. Wait, is this? Mary Skelter 2. Oh, I've seen it. I like the art style because I'm a weeb. And so I've been kind of interested in these games. But I don't know if they're like visual. I don't think they're just visual novels. Oh, here's Kikonia When They Cry, all the way down here. I mean, yeah, it only has the first phase out. It's been indefinitely on hiatus forever. I don't know. It's hard to say anything about it when it's only the first part. The first chapter of a When They Cry visual novel, like, everything's still such a mystery. It's hard to be like, I don't know. It's one day, phase 2 will come out. Hopefully we're finally winding down. It looks like, okay. How long is this video? Oh, I want to hit at least an hour. So we're going to go to the next page. Danganronpa 1. You know, I like that V3's ranked higher than this one at least, but I like this game better than the second game, so... another Umineko fan game, Purgatory of the Golden Witch. Is this recent? It is! This came out 2021. This is like a newer fan game. That's crazy. It's a good thing I put on a long video for the music. Well, fellas, we've hit an hour. I'm gonna go really fast. We're gonna do one more page, and then we're gonna wrap the video up. Anything to talk about here? Oh, we got the original Sakura Wars, so that's cool. Ace Attorney 6. No, this is the worst. This is the worst Ace Attorney game. I'm sorry, guys. Game is not very good. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that is the thing. That is the visual novel database. Maybe I should make one of these about fighting games. You know, one about fighting games, one about JRPGs or something. I imagine there's got to be a site where I can look at all those, but I don't know. There's a whole lot of visual novels. You know what? Before we end, let's do the lowest rated